What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need on this Monday morning. Easy like Monday morning or evening, depending where you're at. I'm in the Pacific Coast, so it's 10 o'clock where I'm at. But yesterday, the Hornets choked versus the Wizards. Shout out to the Wizards. Shout out to Westbrook, Bradley Beal for being being the number 2 scoring champ under Steph Curry. Shout out to Macrina Daniel. She said new media. How you doing today? But if you watched last night's game, the last 8-minute mark. Now, some would say the fourth quarter, that's justified. But the last 8-minute mark, the scoring for the Hornets was trash. I repeat, the scoring for the Hornets was trash in the last 8-minute mark. This was in a regular season, one of the biggest choke jobs of the year. Literally. And what did I tell you about that hero ball? It showed up and it showed out. Now, I want to show you what Terry Rozier had to say about the offense Coach James Borrego was running, the so-called Coach of the Year candidate. Remember, you guys were telling me that? Not you who support the channel, but the Shines who were defending James Borrego. Remember when they were saying that James Borrego should be the Coach of the Year? This is when the Hornets were the 4th seed at the time, before blowing that. But I'm going to show you all what Terry Rozier had to say, and I'm looking for it now. But he was pissed off. He was pissed off. And we got Coach Joe in the building. Let me add him on here. What's good, Michael Alden? My brother. How you doing, Coach Joe?
Well, good morning, DJ. How you doing there, Young G? How's everything going?
Good. I'm blessed and highly favored, OG.
Yes, you are.
And I want to thank the Most High for putting positive energy into me so I can smile every day with my head tilted high. So
there we go.
That's what it's all about.
There. Yes, indeed. I'm fired up this morning, DJ, to get on this stream and talk to the family and be with you, my brother. And so we can get to the bottom of and bring some clarity to the situation here,
right?
And celebrate at the same time an amazing rookie year by an amazing young man, LaMelo Ball. I mean,
right.
Man, he just succeeded, knocked it out the park, and I'm just so excited, happy for him and his family. Absolutely.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, Olden. I had to correct it. Michael Olden. I don't know why I call him Michael Alden. Sorry about that, my brother. Coach Joe, before you go in, I want to play a video by Terry Rozier that he said yesterday. I think you're going to like this. This is what he said.
Great.
We talk about what today means and what this team takes away from this moving forward into Tuesday's next game.
Before I go on, shout out to J&J Video. How you doing today, my sister? And I saw that video with LeVar Ball giving you props. Shout out to you. Says Devontae trash baby choked again. Flowers to you and coach. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't give your playmakers the ball. You rely on role players.
Facts. People that you put up and pretend that there's something that they're not. Good morning, J&J. How are you doing, my sister?
Coach Joe cooking.
Good morning, J&J. How you doing, my sister? It's so good to see you this morning. And yes, another shout out to you. The hashtag New Media Family, getting that shout out from Big Ball himself. You deserved it, and man, we so proud of you, my sister. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get ready for Indiana. Nothing else to it. Trying to put today behind us and just get ready for Indiana. Go from there.
Danny?
Terry Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. The first 2/3 of the season, the Hornets have been outstanding in the final 6 minutes of games. The last couple weeks, not so much. Do you know maybe what's been going on, what the difference is between the execution in the first half of the season compared to what's going on the last couple of weeks?
I feel like we was more unpredictable now. We too predictable. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey, we didn't say that. Was Terry Rozier that said it. He said the offense was way too predictable, and he didn't want to go further because he didn't want to really go in on the coach. We told y'all that they've been playing some weird basketball lately, but y'all don't know what y'all talking about. But one thing I like about New Media, we're gonna let the players speak the truth on the situation. And that's what Terry Rozier did. Look at the last 8-minute mark of that game yesterday. Really the whole fourth quarter, but the last 8-minute mark. They were just running junkyard basketball, just throwing up stupid shots, not playing in the flow, not letting your point guard set up the system. That's all they had to do to win this game. And don't forget the auto zone defense made freaking one of the what's the name? What's that big man's name? Lopez. They made Robin Lopez look like the second coming of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So, Coach, what do you think of what Terry Rozier just stated on that little interview?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, DJ, while I was watching the game, I was screaming at the TV. I know my neighbors got pissed. I was screaming at the TV because it was so obvious what was going on and where this was headed. So obvious. Number one, clearly the Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal have been around for a long time, and we clearly know their games, know how they play, what they do, what they're good at, what they're not good at. I mean, they're not secrets. So why in the fourth quarter, before the fourth quarter started, when I'm sitting in my living room and I know they're getting ready to turn up the aggression, they're getting ready to start attacking the baskets. How do you not prepare for that? How do you not know that that's not coming? And the JB screwed it up so bad. Okay, Terry is so right, so bad that even when Washington stopped using their advantage, okay, which is let's just go to the basket and get fouls because nobody can guard us. There's nobody on this side that can guard. They got PJ trying to guard Russell. Yeah, he just go by him like he's a cone. Okay, I mean it's like they had 4 fouls, almost 5 fouls with like 6 minutes to go, almost 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and they didn't even push the advantage. They didn't keep going. They start shooting threes again. See, so they didn't even take advantage of the opportunity. JB, he's standing over there micromanaging everything, trying to show everybody, look how great I am, look how great a basketball mind I am. With that bull crap that he was running, that Washington was sniffing out left, right, and center. It was disgusting. It was to me, it showed his lack of understanding of NBA basketball so much that I just couldn't get past it. Go ahead, DJ.
And before I read the comments, and shout out to Casanova. He says, "You think they're gonna make it to the playoffs?" I don't even know, to be honest. It's looking at the team's body language and just how they doing the same stuff that doesn't work. I really don't know. I don't see it. I really don't see it. It'll take a miracle. It'll take a miracle.
Well, for me, if JB, okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. No. I mean, here I am getting ready to start giving this dude the benefit of the doubt and say, well, if he changed this and he does maybe this or whatever, maybe he ain't gonna do none of that. No. And look, when I look over there at that Indiana team, is Brogdon still out? Do you know, or is Brogdon back?
I got to check on that.
Okay, but clearly they have no answer for Sabonis. Clearly they have no answer for LeVert, Karis LeVert. Okay, I mean, just off the top, I see them two dudes going house on. Okay, and then if Brogdon is playing, well, no, they playing in Indiana, right?
Yeah, they're playing in Indiana.
No.
This is what you get when you lose games you should win.
That's right. No. I don't see them winning this game in no way, shape, or form, especially with JB sitting on the bench. No.
Brogdon is going to be questionable. Sore right hamstring.
Oh, questionable.
Even if he's questionable, the bigs that they have. The guards that they have size. Coach Joe, you know what's so crazy about that game yesterday? Remember that starting lineup they did that was effective? That was their best starting lineup of the season. All that size with LaMelo. No, it was Terry Rozier, LaMelo, Miles Bridges, McDaniels, and PJ.
Yes, size.
They went away from that in the fourth quarter.
Yes, facts.
The size was bothering the Wizards. The best start they had in a long time.
Yep.
Went away from it because you had to play. No, not that you had to play Devontae all those minutes. Coach wanted to play Devontae all those minutes, knowing that they're going to attack the zone and attack Devontae Graham because he can't defend. He's too small.
Terry is too.
Yeah, the difference between he's small too, but he's bigger than Devontae.
Yeah.
He has more mass on him. But here's the problem with this team. Don't y'all notice when other teachers' pets, quote unquote, when their shots are not fully falling, they don't really care about doing anything else. They don't care about defending, getting loose basketballs, trying to get steals, none of that.
Facts.
And here's one thing I'm proud of LaMelo Ball. Even when his shot is off due to an injury, let's point that out. Wrist injury recovering. For the people in the back that's just saying, oh, he's missing shots, cut the cap. LaMelo Ball, what do you see from him? Getting steals, intercepting the basketball, getting rebounds, and trying to be scrappy. But you're rewarding bad play because such and such player is your favorite. Such and such player was with you when you're down in the dumps. That's why I always say, coaches who are listening, never show your hand. Now, I understand if you had a star player and he's your favorite, that's a star player. That's excusable. But role players, it gets you what the Hornets are in right now. And Coach Joe, I want you to comment on this, my brother, because I know you're really about to just shed some wisdom. What about some of the Hornets fans, not all, who are saying this season is a success because they had the quote unquote injuries?
Before I say that, DJ, I want to comment on Melo commenting in his press conference on what Terry said. because the reporter asked Melo, what did he think about Terry's comments? And Melo said, well, I can see where he's coming from. And I'm with that. I can see where he's coming from. But, at the end of the day, it's 5-on-5, it's basketball. We gotta just play. Okay, so see the thing with the thing with me, DJ, that's so disheartening, okay, about this situation is the fact that JB has been trying to mold and change Melo into an image that he himself really has no idea about and how it even works. See, that's my problem with him. Okay, he hasn't been around the game long enough to try to change anybody and make them be some idea that he thinks is going to be successful or that he thinks is successful. He doesn't have no track record, nothing that says that he has the ability, and he hasn't shown anybody that he has the ability to do this at all. So this monkeying around with Melo, trying to get Melo to play a certain way, is the reason that we're where we are right now. The reason Charlotte Hornets are where they are right now. And the fans, I understand the fans. This is a bum. This is a trash franchise. Okay, let's be honest. Any upgrade in your Christmas presents, even if it ain't what you want, is better than what you had before when you was getting coal in your socks. Okay, that's all it is with these fans. They cannot be objective. They are a part of a captured franchise that is not about winning, but that is about just putting a product on the floor and growing equity. That's what this situation is. See, JB showed me something by the time that he played Melo. He didn't show me that he was willing to take the next step by putting the ball in Melo's hands, but at least having him on the floor signaled that he was trying to, as much as he possibly can, do what he know he's supposed to do. But again, he can't stick to it too long. But yeah, this guy's over his head, and the track record of NBA history says he's over his head. If all you have to do is just look back at many of the generational talents that came into the NBA, all of their first-year coaches, most of them had to go. And he is no different. He's got to go too.
Antler says every team in the league had injuries. Facts. And now I see people on social media making excuses for that. How many excuses this coach got to get? Oh, they had injuries. Everybody had injuries. Lakers had injuries. Other contending teams had injuries. The freaking OKC Thunder had a bunch of injuries. I mean, the list goes on. No, they choked.
And you could see it, DJ. I see it while I was watching the game. They were choking right while I was watching. I'm like, oh my God, look at this. Because I know what the body language, I know what happens. I know what it looks like. I've been around long enough, and I've been in huddles. I know when the game starts getting closer. When you look in the eyes of those that are sitting there, they got to go in. Who is ready and who is saying, please don't throw me that pill.
Oh, when Devontae took that shot, I knew he wasn't ready for a game winner. He was not confident. They're just like the Knicks game. I really blame coaching on that. I know a lot of people will blame Devontae, but when a coach thinks you're better, thinks you're at a role that's not suited to your talents, that's on coaching. Example, if you're not going to put LaMelo on the floor, and that's the first problem, not putting LaMelo on the floor in closing games, back-to-back closing games. That's another problem. But
Facts.
if you didn't have LaMelo on the floor, who is the one player you give the ball to in the clutch? Terry Rozier. See, I put another analogy that you can't go in here and say, "Oh, DJ just saying it because LaMelo." No, I didn't bring him up. I said Terry Rozier, and I see crickets. See, this is a game they're playing that's just bad for basketball. And like Ant Learn said, if you are an unproven coach, how can you play mind games with a top pick? There's your answer, right there.
Facts.
This is psychoanalyzing. That's all James Borrego is doing. And I don't want him coaching LaMelo. I'm being very honest. I don't want him coaching LaMelo. I don't see him doing the best interest for LaMelo. The fact that you're trying to make him into an off-ball player, it's ludicrous. A brother that's that tall with handles, most coaches, any coach in the league would give the ball to. And you're trying to play positionless basketball and you don't even have the freaking players for it. You don't have a KD, LeBron, or a small forward who can play multiple positions on this team. And don't tell me Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward is not a point forward. He's a small forward where coaches try to play him point forward to not give LaMelo Ball the damn basketball. I see the jig.
Facts.
See, you can go on those other channels and sugarcoat, but I'm not going to sugarcoat. You see the Hornets choke against the Knicks. You see the Hornets choke against the Wizards. Shout out to the Wizards. They earned it. And now some people messaging me, "Oh, it's the narrative." What narrative? You had a role player take 2 back-to-back game winners and miss them. And you got the nerve to tell us that there's nothing weird going on? Do you watch basketball? And shout out to Bartran. He cooking in the comments. Bartran says, earlier this year, they were talking playoffs. Borrego and Mitch said so. Yeah, now all of a sudden, they coming out here saying this is success because it's injuries. That's a crock of shit right there.
Facts.
That sounds like some people trying to keep their jobs to me. Ed Learn says, like somebody said on Twitter, I think some of these fan pages on Twitter must get discount tickets and merch the way they be defending JB. Boy, it's crazy. I've never, in my life, I would never defend mediocrity. Ever. Never. And look how many brothers who are going to be available, elite coaches. And if the Hornets pass on them, if the Hornets pass on a Jason Kidd and many other coaches, they don't care about winning. And I'll say this right now. You think you're going to be over the Magic and other teams who are going to improve next year? Keeping Devontae, the twins, the teacher's pets on the team, and James Borrego, you got another thing coming. It is a game within the game.
Yeah, see, DJ, I'm with you 100%. I see little to almost no chance of them beating Indiana on Tuesday, tomorrow. The fact that they were so far behind last year, the fact that they clearly improved as a team this year, clearly their talent level improved. Bringing Gordon in, Gordon can play. And I don't think I've ever said he can't play. Anybody else on here said he can't play. We say he can't stay injured. He can't stay healthy. Bringing Melo in and Melo being what he turned out to be, clearly you're going to have upgrades. Miles taking a step. Clearly Miles took a step. I happen to believe that this protocol stuff that put Miles out for all those games, to me, is probably the reason why they're not in the playoffs. They're not in the they didn't remain in the 7 or 8 seed because Miles was cooking, just like Melo was cooking before his injury. And then they just stopped his momentum, just stopped. I mean, Miles was playing at the rim. He was shooting threes. Miles was balling. We saw it. So I can understand the hopefulness of the Charlotte faithful, saying that if they just could stay healthy, I can see that. McDaniels was a big filing when he started playing him. Obviously, he can play. We don't know if any of them other guys are going to be here next year, but to me, I got to be real. I want JB gone, no, without a doubt. But if they can keep McDaniels, if they can keep Miles, if they can, keep a few of the pieces and ship some of these other ones away, let Devontae go, let trade Terry on his last contract. They can't have, to me, they don't need Terry on this team. I hate to say this, but they don't, because for me, Terry's skill set doesn't really fit with a growing Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, all of this hero ball that Terry plays, that's not necessary when if you put the right pieces around Melo. You won't need Terry to be shooting all of these wild shots at the end of and them going in. Hey, it went in, the kind of thing. We don't need all that. So I'm gonna look at this franchise and see if they're gonna make some of these moves. But I'm hopeful about Charlotte. I got to be honest, because I'm hopeful about Melo.
Good point, OG. And before I go on, J&J Video said 93 people in the chat, 5 likes. Yeah. Before we go on, everyone hit the like button so we could continue with this masterpiece we're talking about. And because I'm really about to say something and go in, but do that. Get the likes up. Shout out to Kev Jr. for the $2 super chat. He said, get them likes up.
Thank you, Kev.
Tofik says a dislike already. Yeah, that's a badge of honor, really. That means there's still, whether it's a like or a dislike, do you know that that's giving me views? So I want to thank them. Shout out to Trent Tompkins. He said new media. You already know what it is.
Thank you, Trent.
Not bought for, not paid for. This is raw sports talk, unfiltered truth. I would never change. Coach would never change.
Facts.
But Coach Joe let everyone know, and he didn't give a damn. He wants JB gone. Not because, he's not giving enough minutes. Not just that. But the politics is very noticeable. If you have a one-track mind, you wouldn't understand that. If you don't know the game within the game, you cannot see what we see. But look what they did first. They didn't give him the number 1 jersey.
Facts.
That's the first sign of disrespect. Then they told LaMelo that he had to earn it, quote unquote, a number 3 overall pick. Now, I wasn't born last year, but to my recollection, Coach Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, usually top 3 picks get to play.
Facts.
Unless they showed they weren't worthy to start. I've seen top picks who started out starting and then losing their positions in a year or two because the ownership realized that they didn't live up to the talent. Yeah, that happens. And it really cost the Hornets a couple of games. There were winnable games that the Hornets could have had if they would have just gave LaMelo at least 30 minutes.
I mean, DJ, I think even that kid who was clearly a bust. Remember that kid that Cleveland picked, Bennett?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he number one. They picked him number one, didn't
Yeah, they did. Got
they?
playing time off the rip.
Off the rip. Off the rip. So, man, to me, no more couching JB for what he is. He's a sorry excuse for NBA coach to me, and a horrible knockoff of Pop.
Coach Joe, we had a conversation the other day. Remember, he said at least Pop will play his best players.
No, without a doubt.
That's the difference.
Facts.
Coach Greg Popovich has a lot of favorites, but if the favorite is not really that good, you're not going to see him play them 40 minutes a game. You're just not going to see that.
Sure ain't.
Big Spell One says, I'm so tired of the Hornets small shooting guards trying to play point. Yeah, it doesn't look right. It doesn't fit LaMelo's game at all. They know it and they ignore it every time.
And DJ, the other thing is this too, my brother. Listen to what we're really talking about here. We're talking about a team making the playoffs with a sub 500 record. Okay, that's not something to jump up and down about.
Right.
Even if they had made the dang on 8 season, being under 500 is not something to be happy about.
Talk to him, coach.
It means you suck. Okay, you're below average. The average is 50%. You're below average. How is below average a good thing? This is ridiculous. JB is not an NBA coach. He doesn't understand the environment of the NBA. He doesn't understand how the NBA works on any level, and you can see it. Those that have been around the NBA, those that have been around NBA players, those that have been watching the NBA for many years, you can see it. It's transparent. Okay, you cannot micromanage NBA players. The talent is too good. The size is too big. The athleticism is too enormous. Okay, you cannot be predictable. That's why in the NBA, guys, all of the plays are pretty much the same. They just change the names and the sequence of them, and when you run them and when you don't run them, because it's not a secret. So all of this micromanaging by JB and all of this heavy-handedness by JB is clearly somebody who is out of their depth. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he's throwing just shit at the doggone screen trying to see what sticks. And I don't like it because he's fucking with our boys. And I don't like that. Because these boys have not worked as hard as they've worked, as long as they've worked, sacrificed they work all of their lives to get to the NBA, to then be jerked around by some asshole who wants everybody to pat him on the back for being mediocre. That's why I'm at DJ. That's why I'm at DJ.
Preach, coach. Bartrand says they need a guard like Danny Green, Tim Hardaway Jr. to go with LaMelo. That would be good. I see Naja says, what about trading Malik Monk for Duncan Robinson? I'll do that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. See, Duncan Robinson type of player are fits. I've seen Duncan Robinson get 18 to 20 points without even dribbling that much in a game. Catch, shoot, cut, find an open play.
Yep.
That's why Miami's winning. They know how to fit. When they acquired Jimmy Butler, we know he's a veteran, but still, this is an analogy. They knew to surround him with shooters. You don't see the Miami Heat playing all that positionless basketball. Heck, there was times when Jimmy Butler, who has been an all-star multiple times, there was times where he would play off ball and let the point guards, who are just role players, do their thing. See, that's what happens when you have a system in play. The Hornets don't have a system in play because they enable the so-called Hornet veterans who have been there for a little bit to have say-so.
Facts. That's why Terry frustrated.
Yeah. Terry now is realizing that this coach doesn't know what he's doing. And he had to refrain. Did you see Coach Joe when he had to refrain himself from going like going in on this coach? Because he don't want to get fined. I get it. He didn't want to get fined.
Yes.
Also, you know why Terry didn't go all the way in? Not just that. This is what no one else is going to say, Coach. If they keep this coach and they keep Devontae Graham, the coach will remember and take away touches away from Terry Rozier.
Facts.
Trent Tompkins says, how is Graham blows 2 games in the clutch? Why isn't the coach letting LaMelo run point to facilitate and get Terry an open shot instead of Graham? Terry said the team is too predictable. That's bad coaching right there, brother. Not knowing your personnel. So you got Westbrook and Beal going off, and you're going to be like, okay, let's have a smaller lineup so we could put Tebe in the game because I want to give him minutes. Let's put LaMelo Ball in the bench in the crunch when the analytics show that he's very efficient in last-minute games. They don't even go with their analytics. That's scary. And Casanova says his coaching lost the last 6-7 games. Yeah.
Facts.
Now, if anyone's defending James Borrego and saying he needs to stay again, that means you're comfortable with mediocrity. You're comfortable with average. No matter if you're a woman or a man in this chat, if you meet that special person and they turn out to be average, would you go back with them? Hell no. The same rules apply in hoops, in sports.
But DJ, hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up a second. He's below average. He ain't average. Man. You've shown DJ his winning. He's below average. He ain't average.
You're absolutely right, Coach. 0.338.
Thank you. That's below average. That's not average. So why are we repeating, and why are we depending upon? Why are people trying to pub a dude with this type of track record? Man, come on, man.
And shout out to Master Pierce for the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother, for helping grow a new Media Nation United. Peace and blessings to you, and thank you for always supporting.
Thank you, brother.
Hip hop analyst says, what's crazy is Melo hit a clutch 3 and had 1 turnover and didn't see the ball again. Bad coaching, man. Yeah, narcissist coaching. At its finest.
Let me tell you something that I saw, DJ, that made me so angry, dude, when I was watching this game. It was around it was the last turnover that Melo made. I think it was about 3 minutes or 2. I think it might have been under 3 minutes in the game. Remember when he drove the baseline and he jumped in the air and he was looking for somebody to get the ball to when the defense converged on him? You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up turning it over because nobody was available. Well, on that play, who should have been available was Lurch. Okay, because Lurch's man is one of the men that went over to try to cut Melo off, and the only person that was keeping Lurch from trailing, because what he was supposed to do, what Lurch was supposed to do when Melo turned the corner on the pick and roll and went toward the baseline, Lurch is supposed to stay in his line of sight. Okay, roll with him and stay in his line of sight. So if Melo needs an outlet, he'll be there. Lurch did not keep rolling. He let Achimura put his hand up on his chest, and he just stood and stopped, and we just watched. So what it made it look like is Melo just turned the ball over when he didn't. He drew the defense so that somebody would be open. And none of those clucks on that team moved in the open space for him to freaking throw the ball. 4 minutes. Thank you for that. See, guys, I didn't really. I watched this thing very closely. This dude was throwing up all over himself the whole damn game, and particularly the fourth quarter. And I'm talking about little JB.
AJ Watson says, as a Hornets fan, he needs to go. 3 years as a coach is too much. 3 years in losing as a coach is way too much. And someone had a comment that I just busted out laughing. Where was it at? I'm trying to look for it. They was talking about JB's winning percentage. But if you're a coach and you've been coaching for almost 3 to 4 years and you have a .338 winning percentage, I mean, usually coaches like that get fired earlier than that, actually. Michael Oden says that means they're comfortable with the .338 win percentage. Yeah, they're comfortable with below average results.
Facts.
And I want to read something I read from Twitter. This is a Hornet fan named Mad Titan Ant. And Mad Titan Ant says James Borrego has done one damn successful thing as a head coach. He shouldn't be shaping a top player into what he wants. He should be accommodating to them. He's absolutely right. When you get a top player with top pick with that much talent, you don't do what bad coaches do. Like, I want my player to be this. I want my player to be passive. I want my player to be only a facilitator. That's not LaMelo at all. LaMelo is a do-everything guard. Yeah, he knows how to pass. But he could light up that scoreboard too. I know it, coach, know it. Everybody knows it that knows basketball. See, I'm going to tell you what a new coach would do. A new coach will first tell Michael Jordan, we need another GM because we're going to do things my way. So we're going to play the right way. He's going to have a meeting with his team. He's going to tell all the players, hey, we're building this team around our point guard, LaMelo Ball. All I want you guys to do is play your role. If you're a small forward, hustle, shoot threes, be scrappy. If you're a shooting guard, assist with the point guard and be available to catch and shoot. If you're a big man, grab the rebound the best way you can and give it to the point guard to push up the pace in transition. That's what good coaches do. The fact that this so-called head coach, James Borrego, hasn't even had a meeting to give. I'm assuming, and I have the right to assume, I know he didn't do this. Judging by how they play, he didn't give his team roles at all. Because he thinks it's his way or the highway. LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges. Those are the two players you build around. No one else. Everybody else is expendable. Now, before they paid Gordon Hayward, and it was in the news. Remember, I made a video. I said, do not pay Gordon Hayward. He's injury prone. It's not going to work. Look what happened. Did you know that Gordon Hayward actually could have came back in those last games? He would have been still hurt, but he could have came back, but he decided not to. You know why? Because he wasn't going to get his stats. Yeah, I said it. But LaMelo Ball with a fucked up wrist really should have just held out until next season. Came back. All because he cares about winning. But we got an organization that won't give him his number, that don't want to build around him, that's trying to make him into a Manu Ginobili type player. Change is a must. It needs to happen. But Coach Joe, you got any last things to say before we head out? Coach Joe? Okay.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I said,
Yeah,
got any last words before we head out?
Yeah, DJ. Brother, you spit it. First of all, people forget Manu Ginobili was a sixth man for most of his career. So is that what Melo? So is that what Melo's supposed to be? A sixth man.
Y'all see what he's coming from?
Yes. See, even saying that to me is so ignorant. Okay, even saying that, because first of all, Manu was a sixth man, and the sixth man's mentality has to be different than a starting point guard's mentality. Manu Ginobili was a shooting guard whose job was to come in and get buckets. And when we watch JB, the minute Melo starts getting off, he pulls the string. When his young players start getting off, McDaniel's getting off, he pulls the string. So he didn't even do what Popovich did. Popovich played Manu. The reason why we know Manu and know Manu's career is because Pop believed in him and Pop played him. He didn't jerk him around. See, this guy is out of his depth. He doesn't know what he's doing because what's required of him is exceptional management, and he's not an exceptional manager. He's not. He's a 33%, 35% winning percentage manager. Not very good. Doesn't understand when to say the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. He doesn't understand. And I'm sick of our boys having to play underneath people in all of these professional sports who, number one, don't care about us. Number two, don't know what the hell they doing and willing to sacrifice us at the altar of their egos. This is the hashtag new media. We ain't with that bull no more.
Not ever.
No more. So thank you, DJ, again for providing an opportunity for us and at hashtag new media, DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, to come Nation United, to come into the chat and to be able to talk and to be able to share. This is important. This is a community. This is important. See, and so I thank you for that. That's not something that should be overlooked. You should always be getting your flowers for that, because that's an important, vital part of this whole thing. So I thank you for that so much, DJ, so much. And to the family in the chat, to TB, let me just respond to one thing you said. Coach, they treating Melo like Pulisic. You're absolutely right. And what he's talking about is Chelsea. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what they're doing. So for the family in the chat, thank you guys so much for being here and making this special. This is special for all of us. And as I like to say, Ubuntu, because of you I am, because of me you are. We are one. Have a great day, family, and have a great day, DJ. The rest of your day.
You too, OG, and thank you for joining on. Yeah, I'm gonna read one more thing before I leave. Ali says there's a reason LaMelo leads in NBA in ISO scoring, because Borrego doesn't run plays for him. Yeah, I saw the metric. That's sad. But that also tells the truth. Didn't we tell you guys that they do not run plays for LaMelo? Ali is 110% right. That tells you everything you need to know. But like I said, with new media, we're not gonna switch up. We're not gonna act like Sean's in the media. We're not gonna lie to you guys and just say, oh, being mediocre is okay. Being mediocre is never okay. You played to win the damn game. That's all that matters. Until the Hornets realize that, I don't know where they're gonna go. But I tell you one thing: James Borrego, Tay Bay, the Wonder Twin, Martin Twins, whatever you call them, that has to go. That has to go. And that's all I'm going to say. Peace and blessings, everybody. Stay blessed. Love your family. Love your friends. Appreciate each other. Have good energy. And always believe in yourself. Because when that happens, anything is possible. Much love to everyone.
Let me tell you something. Back in my day, let me show you.